I think I'm live. So if you can just let me know if I'm live, and then I will, so I'll turn off the comments now. Sorry, I'm trying to see how I can turn off the comments, turn off commenting. There we go. So, namaskaram everyone. Today I will present three pieces, and I'll just give you some context to it. First and foremost, I must thank Gayatri Akka and the foundation and all her senior students for asking me to present something. And also, I must say that I'm very, very honored to be sharing something after Kapila Venu, who I'm a tremendous admirer of her work. So that's very touching for me. And I thought I would present basically three Abhinaya works. As many of you know, the manner in which I approach Abhinaya is very much from the perspective of Manodharmam. So it's very challenging without live music. So I would like to just gives a sense of how I'm going to work today. I've got three recordings from some of my favorite singers, two of whom I work with a lot, and they are recordings from performances that I've done with two of them, and one is a recording of a live kacheri. So I have the double challenge of improvising within the context of a recording that was based on improvisation as well. So with a lot of my presentations, there's an element of risk involved, which, let's see where it goes. The first piece that I'm going to warm up really with this piece, is a very, very beautiful composition of Swati Tirunal. Many of you would have heard it either in Kacheri or seen it performed, particularly in Mohiniyattam, Aliveni. And for me, what I really try to evoke and where I try to enter the piece in all pieces is really within what I refer to as the spine of the raga. For me, the spine of the raga initiates really where the Shtai Bhava is. And also the necessity as an artist, you will see a lot in the presentation today where I have limited the use of hastas. I limit the dependence that we have on mudra hastas to represent what our intent would be. So I am really in a journey of exploring a lot of active stillness, so that the stillness is vibrant with the intent and the intention of the sahityam, but that I am not reliant on the use of choreographic hastas to deliver what that intention is. I'm using a recording of one of my favorite singers, T.M. Krishna, in a live kacheri that he has sung. And I think the raga Kurunji in itself has this beautiful sense of majestic romanticism. And so through this majestic romanticism, where the Nayika is talking to her Saki, and elaborating her sense of uncertainty, seeing that the environment is so right for the moment, and yet there's no kind of clarity whether he's going to come or not. So I'm going to use Aliveni as an entry point for this journey today to warm up and get into the space.
ಹಂತ ಜ್ಞಾನಿ ಮಾನಿ ಅಳಿರಣಿ ಎಂದು ಚೆಯ್ಯೋ ಹಂತ ಜ್ಞಾನಿ ಮಾನಿ ಅಳಿವಣಿ ಎಂದು ಚೇಯೋ 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 ನಳಿನ ಮೀಳಿ ಶ್ರೀ ಪದ್ಮ ನಾವ ನಳಿನ ಮೀಳಿ ಶ್ರೀ ಪದ್ಮ ನಾವ ಈಗ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ನಳಿನ ಮೀಳಿ ಶ್ರೀ ಪದ್ಮ ಈಗ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ನಳಿನ ಮೀಳಿ ಶ್ರೀ ಪದ್ಮ ಈಗ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಳಿವಣಿ ಎಂದು ಹಂತ ಜ್ಞಾನಿ ಮಾನಿ ಅಳಿವಣಿ ಎಂದು ಚೇಯೋ ಇಂದು ಉದಯ ನಿಶಯೋ ಇಂದಿಂದಿರಾದಿರಾವ ಮುಮಿದು ಉದಯ ನಿಶಯೋ ಇಂದಿಂದಿರಾದಿರಾವಮು ಮಂದ ಮರುತನು ಚಾರು ಮಲಯ ಜಲವನಮು ಮಂದ ಮಾರುತನು ಚಾರು ಮಲಯ ಜಲವನಮು ಮಂದ ಮಾರುತನು ಚಾರು ಮಲಯ ಜಲವನಮು ಕುಂದ ಜಾತಿ ಸೋ ಮಂಗಳು ಕುಂದ ಜಾತಿ ಸೋ ಮಂಗಳು ಕೋಮಳಾಗಿ ಸಖಿ ಕುಂದ ಜಾತಿ ಸೋ ಮಂಗಳು ಕೋಮಳಾಗಿ ಸಖಿ ಕುಂದ ಜಾತಿ ಸೋ ಮಂಗಳು ಕೋಮಳಾಗಿ ಸಖಿ ಸುಮ್ನಾರ ವಾರಣ್ಯಾಲಯ ಲೋಕ ಸುಮ್ನಾರ ವಾರಣ್ಯಾಲಯ ಲೋಕ ಸುಮ್ನಾರ ವಾರಣ್ಯಾಲಯ ಶುಗ ಕಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಯೋಜನ ಸುನಾರ ವಾರಣ್ಯಾಲಯ ಶುಗ ಕಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಯೋಜನ ಅಳಿವಣಿ ಎಂದು ಚೇಯೋ ಹಂತ ಜ್ಞಾನಿ ಮಾನಿ ಅಳಿವಣಿ ಎಂದು ಚೇಯೋ
course, I'm using live recordings, so please forgive me. There will be applauses and things like that in between. So, um, the next piece that I'm going to share with you, as I said, I'm in this space very much about exploring the potential of stillness speaking everything. When Lakshman sir stopped singing for me because he couldn't anymore, because his health had been deteriorating at that point, that's when I started to work with the wonderful vocalist who was Arun. And with Arun, I remember so clearly the first time when we started our first rehearsal, I realized that in order for us both to come to a place where we could fulfill what we wanted to explore in terms of the potential of performance, I had to allow him to be free. And so that meant that my ability to be in the moment, to respond, to react, and to initiate was extremely important. And I don't think I would have been able to develop the journey that I have had with Arun without, of course, the training, the musical training that I received from Lakshman sir. One of the first productions that Arun and I worked on was on Devi, and it was a production that was had three separate sections. The first on Meenakshi, the second on Durga, and the third on Mahakali. In the Meenakshi section, I decided to, of course, show the point when Meenakshi sees Shiva for the first time. And it took me back to when I was very young, probably about 17 years old, when I was performing a piece of Lakshman Sir's called Nitya Kalyani. In that piece, in the last verse, there's a Sanchari of that dramatizes the story of Meenakshi going to war and then seeing Shiva, and having seen Shiva, her third breast disappears. And I remember being very young and, of course, not very capable of articulating such a complex notion of physicality and psychology. And I remember Sir just sitting down, he gave such a beautiful exposition where he said to me, he said to me, you won't get it now. It will be many years before you understand this. And that has always remained in my mind. But let's open the door now. And he said that when Meenakshi looks at Shiva, instead of relying on all kinds of physical attributes to show the disappearance of the third breast, just allow her eyes around the muscles to start to soften, so that her gaze starts to shift from one of attack to one of all the layers of emotion that she experiences physically and psychologically and emotionally in that moment. So when I came to work with Arun on this production, I really wanted to explore this ability to stay still and, almost like a film, allow the Sahityam to come across the score, allow it to be sung, but for her to really embody through the notion of stillness all those layers that are so complex that go through her. And with Arun, of course, what I also started to gain was this ability to connect Sahityam between compositions, from one composition to the other, therefore allowing the stai to shift very fluidly, for example, from a dramatized notion of Shringaram into Bhakti very easily. So I'm going to share with you a section from this Devi piece, sung in live concert. So again, excuse the applause or things that might happen in between. And it's a beautiful verse in Tamil. Unfortunately, it was done many years ago, and looking at my notes, I can't recall where I got this verse from. But it's a beautiful verse in Tamil that is then followed by a famous composition that all of you would know, and it's very beautiful actually for you to also listen at how beautifully Arun has connected the two compositions together. So I start off from the moment that Meenakshi is in front of Shiva. Sorry.
கண்ட அளவில் ஒரு முலை மறைந்தது. கண்ட அளவில் ஒரு முலை மறைந்தது. கருத்தின் நான் மடம் அச்சம் குண்டனள் குனிந்தனன் மலர்ந்தன் பூங்கொம்பரின் ஒசிந்து ஒல்கி பண்டைய அன்பு வந்து இறை கொள கருங்குழற் பாரமும் பிடர் தாழ கெண்டை உன் கண்ணும் புற அடி நோக்க அடி நோக்க புற அடி நோக்க கண்ணும் புற அடி நோக்க மண் கிளைத்து மின் என நின்றாய் மின் என நின்றாய் மின் என நின்றாய் தேவாதி தேவன் தேவாதி தேவன் தேவாதி தேவன் தேவாதி தேவன் ஈசன் தேவாதி தேவன் ஈசன் தேவாதி தேவன் சுந்தரேசன் 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 தேவாதி தேவன் தேவாதி தேவன் சுந்தரேசன் தேவாதி தேவா சுந்தரேசா தேவாதி தேவன் சுந்தரேவன் தேவன் தேவாதி தேவன் சுந்தரே தேவாதி தேவன் சுந்தரேசன் தேவாதி தேவன் சுந்தரேசன் தேவாதி தேவன் தேவாதி சுந்தரேசன் தேவாதி தேவன் சுந்தரேசன் தேவாதி தேவன் சுந்தரேசன் தேவன் சுந்தரேசன் தேவாதி தேவன் சுந்தரேசன் தேவாதி தேவன் சுந்தரேசன் தேவாதி தேவன் சுந்தரேசன் என் சித்தம் கவர் புவன சுந்தரி சித்தம் கவர் புவன சுந்தரி புவன சுந்தரி புவன சுந்தரி சித்தம் கவய புவன சுந்தரி சித்தம் கவய புவன சுந்தரி தேவாதி தேவ சுந்தரேசன் சித்தம் கவர் புவன சுந்தரி தேவாதி தேவன் சுந்தரேசன் சித்தம் கவர் புவன சுந்தரி தேவாதி தேவன் சுந்தரேசன் சித்தம் கவர் புவன சுந்தரி தேவி 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 நீயே துணை தென் மதுரை வாழ் மீனலோச்சனி தேவி நீயே துணை தென் மதுரை வாழ் மீனலோச்சனி தேவி மதுரை வாழ் மீனலோச்சனி மீனலோச்சனி தேவி மீனலோச்சனி லோச்சனி லோச்சனி மீனலோச்சனி 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 మీనలోచని 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 మీనలో మీనలోచని 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 தேவி நீயே துணை தென் மதுரை வாழ் மீனலோச்சனி தேவி நீயே துணை தென் மதுரை வாழ் மீனலோச்சனி தேவி தேவி தேவி
As you can hear, Arun sings it so beautifully and exquisitely. The last piece, time goes by so quickly, is one of my favorite Ashtapadis. I'm surprised I've not actually performed it in any of these online programs. It's sung again in a live kacheri by one of my favorite singers who has been singing for me for many years, for over 8 years now, Purnima. And it is Sakhi Kesi Madana Mudaram. Again, so important for me that more than anything else, the experiential sensation of what Radha is feeling as she's speaking to her Sakhi is so important for me to be able to share and translate and take my audience on a journey with. For me, despite the complex layers of the Sahityam, and of course the subtextual meaning of each word is highly complex, one also has to kind of break it down into 3 very simple words. So for me, in this Ashtapadi, Sakhi Kesi Madana Mudaram, really one is looking at love, desire, and curiosity. Radha's curiosity for the potential by which this consummation with Krishna can offer. I've used some verses again to connect the piece, and I think what is very beautiful is the consistent sense of irony that occurs in the Sahityam. Also, the beautiful raga of Suddha Sarang, as Purnima and I always discuss, in the musical framework of the raga, the emphasis of the note ma that beautifully lands and takes off each time. So there's a beautiful sense of rebound that almost happens within the grammatical rules of the Suddha Sarang raga, which is very important for me to be able to embody and physicalize as well. So I will conclude really with Sakhi Kesi Madana Mudaram.
गणयति गुणघ्रमभमं भ्रमदपि नेहति वहति च परितोष दोषं विमुञ्चति घोरत युवतीषु बलतृष्णे कृष्णे 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 विहरिणिनां विना पुनरपि मम वमं कामं करोति करोमि किं कृष्ण 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 सखी है सखी है सखी केशी मदना उदारम् सखी है केशी मदना मुदारम् सखी है केशी मदना मुदारम् रमया मया सह मदना मनोरथ भावितया सविकारम् सखी केशी मदना मुरारम् रमया मया सह मदना मनोरथ भावितया सविकारम् सखी 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 निभृत निकुञ्ज गृहं गतया निशिरहसि निलीय
There we go. Sorry. Exactly 45 minutes. I'm going to turn this comments on. Now, I think that's my time. Um, I want to thank very much the foundation, Gayatri. Thank you for inviting me and your students again, and it's always a pleasure to share with you whatever I can in terms of the journey I'm in. I always think that whatever I'm sharing is not a performance, it's not a product. I'm very much exploring, I'm very much searching, and I'm very much still in that journey. So it's my very humbling space to be able to take you along with me on that journey. Thank you so much, and stay well and stay safe. And I will see you all hopefully very soon. Thank you. Bye.